do you know what we have that Europe doesn't? Leaders in AI.
Yes.
Yes, there's Hugging Face and there's Mistral, but who's really using Mistral for business purposes? And Hugging Face is great for people like me, but when it's time to go on production, any enterprise want their stuff to be on Azure or Amazon. So the regulation is killing the industry. And what I really, really, really like about the United States is the freedom you have to innovate. And if you don't take all the measures to protect your users, you'll get sued. So when everything you build, you think, am I doing the right thing, to the best of my judgment? And that's the big difference, I think, between the US and Europe. US trust their citizen to use their brain and make the right decision. And yes, there's people who cheat and don't do the right thing, but over time they get caught. And in Europe, and for AI, it's not the case for Canada yet, but they tend to just put all those rules and they think rules will make them safe. And I think the biggest danger for any country is if you asphyxiate innovation with AI or the use of AI, you will be like the Ottoman Empire when they refused the Gutenberg press. It cost them 300 years of technological, what's the right word? Advancement, or they weren't able to keep up and they had to win back that time and it cost them a ton of money. That's why you will see the UAE and all these countries to be so bullish on AI right now, because they know they missed the train 400 years ago or 400-ish years ago, and they won't miss the train this time. And the danger now is for us, and if I'm talking for Canada and for Europe, is the power structure, the unions, and all that stuff to block the adoption of AI, which is the new electricity. I mean, banning AI is like banning electricity. And wanting to build, no, that's what I have to say about it.
It sounds like there could be a lot more to say in there too. Do you see that there being any kind of useful regulation at all?
I think the US, with their document winning the AI race that was published this summer, I was impressed by the level of knowledge of the people who wrote that document. It really tackled every issues we have in the industry on how to develop, how to do the research, the next generation of models, the open weight models. They thought of everything. When I read that, I really felt reassured that, and I'm not someone who give a lot of compliment for governments. I'm more known to complain about governments. But that document, when I read that, I felt comfortable because they thought about the energy efficiency. They thought about how to turn off a system if it go rogue, how to build it without guardrails, how to build it for the agent to be good and reflect the values of our society. Because people doesn't understand that, but an AI, it's like so many people, you will be in a situation, a social situation, and you would just want to punch that person in the face or to yell at it. And you won't do it because if you yell at it, it's odd. And if you punch it, you go to prison. So an AI is exactly the same. When you take it raw, without the guardrails, it can do and think crazy stuff. So what they did, like you have guardrails for your personality, I have guardrails for mine. Well, people would say that I have less guardrails than others, but that's totally fine. So you have these guardrails where you know how to behave. But what if at one point as a person, you say, you know what, F it, I'm going to do what I want to do, or you're just losing it. So if you build the inner personality, if the inner personality of a person is super sweet, you don't even need the guardrails because that person will never punch someone else in the face. So the US government wants to build models that will be like that. So they even thought of that. The US is going on the right direction. And energy consumption, same thing. I mean, the energy for a token is melting faster than snow under the sun. So it's all good things.
That's amazing.
And by the way, I come from the city that started Law Zero. So this idea that, government has to do everything they can to block AI and slow down AI and all that stuff, But if you trust people and if you look at the people building it and where the US government is going, there's no reason I don't see any reason to be afraid now with the models that we have now and where we are going. People are totally conscious that nobody wants to be the one ending 99% of human race.
That's fair.
And the funny thing is that, there's pretty smart people building these models. And they think that if we are that smart to build models, we are not smart enough to think of the bad things that these models could do, that we need someone who knows nothing about AI to tell us how to build a safe AI.
When you look at it that way, it seems a little contradictory.
And I know many people from my city, from Montreal, won't agree with what I'm saying, but
yeah,
I'm thinking it.
I made this podcast because I want to be the person at the city gate to talk to every person coming in and out, doing great things with AI, and find out what and why, and then share the learnings with everyone else. It would mean a lot if you could share the episode with someone that you think would like it. And if you know someone who would be a great person for me to talk to, let me know. Please reach out to me at Daniel Manary on LinkedIn, or shoot an email to daniel@manary.house, which is Daniel@MANARY.HAUS. Thanks for listening.